Is everyone ready to begin?
I think so.
Yeah.
Alright, so continuing from last game, the party is spending the night at Sorna's mansion, considering the whole kerfuffle that went down. Let's see. Since the mansion is now normal without any of the, wacky things moving the rooms around and all that, you guys are able to actually go throughout and you all found certain things. You can share them if you like when you get the chance. You don't have to. Before that, though, I believe Zach wanted to do a wacky, smart thing and not a stupid thing. So what's up, Zach?
I would like to scry the moon.
That sounds like a stupid thing.
Alright, so
I don't know what that does.
scrying is a spell that allows you to spy on a being. Essentially, you just get to see them. Now,
Yeah, that sounds like an awful idea.
it will choose to fail to save.
Okay.
Yeah, this sounds like an awful
It will choose to fail?
You can do that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The scrying specifically says that you can choose to fail to
I know what
save.
that must do.
So,
He's lost it, we gotta put him down.
as you begin to focus on your scrying spell, your vision fades as the scrying begins. You seem to be inside of a pitch black void. You can't see any start or end to it, although you do seem to hear some sound of wind blowing. After a moment, you begin to hear voices. They're not uncommon, at least not common for this plane, but you can still understand them for some reason. You hear one is like, there's a new one. He's different. He's not like the others who have tried this. Oh, he's like the ones who put us here. Observing us is unwise, young one. I have existed before the material plane existed, and will exist long after that. You feel a hand rest on you, which is odd because scrying doesn't move you at all physically. It only allows you to see somewhere. So you feel something on your arm. Normally, minds that look upon me end up breaking themselves, but you're unique. Not much different from those two from not so long ago. For us, at least. They made this place! I'm doing different voices. Those whose actions caused us to stir before our intended time concocted this poor excuse of a resting place to allow us back into our slumber, and are also responsible for this aroma of souls that caused us to stir before our time once again. Very soon, I feel myself on the edge of awakening. We sense millions of them. Billions, perhaps. But they're not there physically. They are only souls, some millennia old. This is not how things are meant to be. Our purpose is distorted. Some think we offer salvation, an alternative to death. Others think we mean to deliver death and destruction. They do not seem to realize what we really are, especially those who seek us. We are not some vengeful entity intent on destroying the world. We don't have intents or wishes. We're not even talking to you right now. Your own mind is warping itself to understand. We are the end of all things. Mortals and gods fear death, but everyone faces it eventually. Perhaps that is why we exist. As your vision begins to go red, as you get a splitting headache, you feel something rushing down your face, but right before you fade away, you hear a crack, the crying spell ends, and you find your radiant soul is activated. You find a black liquid that was running down from your eyes, and it's on the ground, and you also see your mask on the ground with a big crack in it. Looking down, you see a black mark on your arm where you felt something touch you as it begins to fade away.
I exited out of this gorge.
Alright.
Just go to the bottom and open it.
And what? We will go to the end of the long rest. You guys, let's see. I know that was a bit much, but I thought it was a neat idea. I wanted to throw him a bone.
What are you doing?
So, we'll begin with a party at Sorna's mansion. You spent the day resting since a few of you were beaten up from the fight. Some of you were perfectly fine, you know, not to brag. You all meet back up in the dining hall. Don't worry, Glenn. This time, it's not smelly. And then, you know, there's no more decomposing bodies. You see the 3 companions you have met who are going around the mansion with you. They're each there, but they're all doing different things. You see Lula, Drake's companion, is over mopping the floor. She also seems to have cleared off the table, and like I said, the smell is going. Worm is near the corner. He's writing something on the ground. He seems to be copying something from a piece of paper very carefully. And X is sitting at the table. He seems in deep thought. He does not have his shield and armor with him. So, what would you guys like to do starting off and seeing all your friends? I will say, I know you're probably going to go right to this. You can speak amongst yourselves if you guys want to talk about any of the notes you found or anything, or you can choose to keep them to yourselves if you think that's more in character, we'll say.
While we were exploring the mansion, I found this crystal egg with some sort of lizard in it, with a note attached to it, basically saying that Ryan brought it here after a long period of silence with the owner, and said that basically he was going to have some new people he was working with, that he didn't trust not to tamper with this.
Hey, back.
Are you guys winning?
Yes.
What is
We're
that?
just starting. Huh? Hey, stop it. That's my notes. Anyways, continue.
Basically that this thing considered like an adopted sibling of Charmin Rhine, but that due to the nature of this place, the eclipse could possibly break its mind, cause it to go insane and die. So they put it in the runes in the room so that it wouldn't have to deal with that. I don't know what their end plan with it was.
Good job. I appreciate you.
Meanwhile, everyone else.
Sorry, I'm taking notes.
Yeah, I'm trying to write down what you said.
I'm just listening.
What was that?
I'm just listening.
Okay, you're fine. I thought you said you weren't. Anyway.
I wasn't listening.
Who was that again?
all again?
I'm gonna mention what I found as soon as I finish writing.
Yeah, go for
If
it.
only there was some way for me to easily share this note.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, that's fine. I do prefer it coming from your people's mouths first, though. I think I would find it more interesting that way.
Drake, did you find anything?
Yeah, I found these notes.
They leave, like I said, they leave very convenient lore notes just lying around.
This one appears to be a recipe.
Anyway, good, sorry.
Scrambled
I
lizard.
interrupted you. Continue.
Just quick question.
What's up?
Did I know my last name before?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Here, if you want to take a second to look it over more, we can come back to you. Alright? Alright. Anyone else want to share? I'm honestly not sure if you're going to share yours. You don't have to. That's more of a thing for your characters to know that's you. Part of that. Anyway.
They do definitely see the crack on the mask, though.
Oh, not just what I told you, the notes.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Did you use the sovereign glue to put it back together?
One second before I want to see if I'm able to change one of my cantrips at this point.
You're able to do that while you level up, correct?
Level up.
Go for it.
I
Okay.
was wondering if it would be level up or post level up.
You're fine. You can do that. Abby.
So, I found Sorna's journal, and it was in her observatory. It looked like she was building a telescope to look at the moon. And she could see all these cracks on the moon, and like chunks of the moon had fallen down to the earth, where the adamantine and mithril were coming from. And there was these structures on the moon that she thought might be to hold the entity in place. Let's see what else was here. She said it feels like there's a limit to what I can see in the sky, and increasing the telescope's power has done nothing to help. She wonders if it's the edge of the universe or if it's something blocking her view. And then after that, she mentions that Ryan came here and destroyed her telescope. And what did he say? He said that there were some things that we are not meant to know, and he destroyed the telescope. He also cut off her funding and access to the military so that they could get her the resources that she needs for like other like studies and stuff for her research. That is it.
So I found, in Sora's lab, I found these notes saying that I brought Lola here.
Is that me just kicking in?
Oh no, Lula.
Oh, that's the thing! Oh, sorry.
So I brought I brought Lula here. She was like between life and death, going back and forth, and every time she died, she'd lose like her memories, and then like Sorna was finally able to make an expensive elixir to heal her. Well, and then we just call her Luna.
Luna or Lula?
Lula.
Okay.
I can't say that. And I'd probably gotten her out at less than legal means from her captors.
So you kidnapped her from the kidnappers.
Well, he doesn't remember. So.
And she noticed that I was favoring my right arm.
You remember what?
That I was favoring my right arm.
Lucas,
because
you-
I
Have
can't.
anyone ever said how much of a wordsmith you are? Sorry.
She also said that my father had regressed much further than his aunt when he was at my age.
She also said that was. Sorry. I know. I'm sorry. Sorry. This is mean. That was me being mean. I'm sorry. Oh, we said something, guys.
You can probably send those
All right.
to us in
Yeah.
the group chat.
All right. So. Is that all we want to share?
I wanted to ask Finrod, do you have the ability to mend this by chance?
Did I just water in it?
Let me check.
Just
I
top.
don't think I have mending.
Alright.
That's what it takes.
Is it like just a crack, or is it like starting to
It's a
fall
dramatic
apart?
crack. It's a cool, edgy crack in it.
Mhm.
I
For
do
coolsies.
not. I don't have mending.
Got it.
It's
That's a shame.
It's symbolic.
I know.
Me.
I know.
Where is the crack? Can I see it? Can I see his eye, or is it just like?
Okay, that's up to you. I think
I'd say you probably could. You can see the left one.
Eyeball.
Both of them.
I can see it.
Both of them?
Yeah.
See both eyes?
No, both on the left side. I have 4.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He can
Yeah.
see very well.
Just actually put on glasses.
One sets my dark vision.
Anyway, so
Oh.
That work.
like I said, you do have a few people who are scattered around this room.
Actually, wait, no. I only have the one set before I transform. Like when I transform is when it comes off and.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I had to remember how I set that up.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said, after you shared, you do still have a few people who are spread out across the room if you would like to speak with them.
Can I go see what worms right now?
Oh yeah, sure. Alright, so
Yeah, I'll just go with her.
as you walk up, he says, "Hi."
Why did she get a southern accent when she said that?
What?
You see,
Can I go see what worms right now?
that them there fin rods
My
had a
revolver
change
gave it to
in anyway, so yeah, you see he's drawing a circle over there, drawing like little stuff. He says,
Yeah.
"Hi."
What you doing?
I'm heading back to the Charlotte Kingdom. I have a new job lined up at the capital. I need to head there for more info.
Well, what are you drawing though?
It's a teleportation circle. I'm not one for magic, but I had this thing made up. He shows you his little sparkly piece of chalk. As long as I copy the sigils, the chalk should do the rest. Saves time on traveling around. From the looks of it, looks like it's a delivery job that turned into a protection job. Supposedly it'll take a while, so, you know, I figure I should get going now. Finish in the circle.
We'll miss you, work.
Sure thing. You?
Are you going to use that chalk after you're done with?
Just eat the chalk.
You gonna eat that?
Finish the movies.
You can eat that? No! Right.
Are you going to use that chalk after you're done with that? Or?
Yeah, of course. I use it to teleport around. At least when there's a teleportation circle I can go to. You know,
Okay.
hasn't been one around here for a while, so. As he finishes the circle, he's putting the finishing touches on it if you want to add anything.
You missed a spot right there. It needs to.
Okay, you're right. No, that would have sent me to the volcano, man. I didn't need to visit family yet.
I mean, we're planning on, what is it, we're finishing a teleportation circle? We're trying to make the teleportation circle?
You are.
What is the issue?
See, in the, I believe it was Kingswatch, the town that you're going to, there supposedly are a bunch of teleportation circles, but they're not working. They theorize that the only reason is someone could be dispelling or anti-magic. Or counter-spells.
Because like, how do you anti-magic and teleportation circles?
Stop it!
Anti-magic zone only on the circle.
Yes.
Well, we're going somewhere where we're trying to get the teleportation circles to work. I just was wondering if you were going to still use that, because we might be able to use it to bring the Charlotte
Yeah.
army. We're trying to bring the Charlotte army over here, but we need the teleportation circles to work.
Wow. That sounds really interesting. It's too bad I don't care.
And I make you care.
I don't know.
You have enough
Do
coin?
you have enough coins?
I don't know how much money do I have.
You have a lot, but it's not enough. Besides, the job I have lined up is offering me a legendary magic item of my choosing. They're supposedly going to make it, so I don't know what's going on.
It's hard to compete with.
Other than his life, I mean, if we don't get the Charlotte Empire over here, then I'm pretty sure everyone's going to die.
I'm sure they'll be
I
fine.
feel Worm is very much a long-term planner.
As you see the circle, it begins to glow. As he's like, alright, well, I wish you all well, people. As he walks in, disappears after a second, the light fades. The circle, you see it sort of burns itself out as it disappears. And he's gone.
Drake's person next, I think.
What are you doing in the meantime?
I don't know.
I am going to approach X.
That's what I was
I'm
thinking while you were
gonna-
talking.
I'm
Oh,
gonna.
yeah. You want to start with that?
Well, you guys can do that.
Alright, well,
And I
you
went
see-
with you to Worm, so.
He's sat over. As he sees you come up, he says, hello there. I wanted to thank you all. But I actually especially wanted to thank you, Belen. You saved my life. When we first met, I honestly doubted you. I just knew you were from the Rygrim Empire. You didn't voice it. I have manners, obviously. Don't want to disrespect a guest of charm. But I still did have those doubts. I wanted to apologize for that.
You're fine. I'm
And-
a tavern brawler from the opposing empire.
And honestly, as much as it pains me to admit, I think I need to stay here a bit longer. I am still exhausted. I would just be a hindrance to you right now. But, as much as I desperately want to catch up, I can't. However, I will catch up to you as soon as I can. However, there's one more thing I want to discuss. Your all strength. I'm fairly good at sizing someone up based on strength. How they compose themselves, how they talk, even how they walk are indicators of it. Last time we parted ways, I guarantee you I was stronger than you. I may have been able to fight your entire group. But right now, you guys have grown very strong.
My cannon isn't you. It's just the cannon.
This isn't praise. How quickly you guys have grown strong is unnatural. To grow this level up, to get to this level of strength should take years of dedicated training and study. Based off your expressions, I take it you do not know why. But unfortunately, I have no answers. But, like I said, I will remain here until I can meet you guys down the mountain.
Alright.
Let's go back, start eating his little cereal.
Stay safe and hold down the fort for us, please.
Of course.
Now we just have to address one more person.
What's their name, Lucas?
The amnesia!
Hey, Lula?
That one, yes.
Lolly Lule,
Alright,
yeah.
so, are you guys actually going up to her?
Yeah.
This is not a big thing. So anyway, as you walk up to her, she's still mopping the floor. You know, like what's that? Power wash? Not power wash. Anyway, she looks at you. She's like, "Don't worry. Stay up all night. I took care of burning and salting the corpses with full honors, making sure that whatever dark magic was on them no longer can affect them. Wash the surfaces, put incense on them so that should mask the scent if anyone else shows up. I also went and stitched up everyone's clothing. There are a few cuts and scrapes after the last one. I found some blankets that I was able to use for materials. I also found that in the study there's a passage that we could use to get back into the library if you want to continue from there.
It's very resourceful of you.
I don't sleep, so yeah.
You don't sleep.
No, I just go into a meditative stance for about a few hours every night.
Huh. Can I tell what race she is?
She looks like a dark elf, a drow.
Okay.
What is that? Drow?
Drow.
What was
Yeah,
that?
drow elf.
Yeah,
That's
you're
a
right.
drow.
I didn't say that.
Thanks!
Are you coming with us?
Yes, of course.
It might be this. Something smells strange.
It might be like baby grease.
Are you ready? Yes.
I wanna go to the
I'm still listening,
observatory.
ignore me.
Is there any remnants of the
Yeah.
telescope of Sorna's that got smashed into bits?
So from
It's
it,
just
everything is broken.
Yeah.
You could salvage a basic spy scope though. Aside from that, anything that would help power it up was completely destroyed.
What would help power it up?
I don't know, more mirrors and crap? I don't know, how do you make a powerful telescope?
I don't know.
No, magical,
know.
crystal-y devices and whatever, I don't know.
I just
Yes,
look
we
at
can
it really
observe
hard, I
farther
don't
than
see the
normal
issue.
due to the power of crystals and magic.
Ah.
I think I see a moon.
I think
I
he senses
see
the
it
moon
too.
coming toward us.
Oh no! 3 days left. Oh no.
Alright, it did bring up a decent point though. If you guys want to head down the mountain, would you rather go down through the library, like you were before, or would you rather go down, just the side of the mountain?
Library.
What do we feel is safest?
We could sled going down the mountain.
If only we had the
When she
goose.
What?
If only,
What's up, Lucas?
if only we had the war goose.
By the way,
Right.
the goose is in the stable chilling because
What?
you would have forgotten about it. That's why.
I want to use it as a mount.
Too bad.
Why don't I put it in my bag of holding?
That would kill the goose.
I trust the goose more.
I'll crush my enemies with it.
The goose.
It looks like a battle goose.
It's just a giant goose.
Have you ever seen how angry a goose is?
You guys were spared from its wrath because of James's good roll on animal. Actually, you probably would have killed it.
For animal
It
hands.
was me.
At first, it
Is that
was
the
he
one-
rolled at the end. Anyway, so what are you guys thinking? You could bring up pros and cons to either.
I want to sled down the mountain.
It also presents a large
Going
risk of
down-
potentially like an avalanche of some sort.
Times. I will throw in there that the journey down will be easier than the journey up because a lot of the things that were causing it were being drawn because of Oberon, what he was doing. So, in general, this is. Oh god, much crap for you going down, I'll be on. But it's just up to you guys what you think would be.
I don't know. My main point is just I want to sled down the mountain.
I mean, probably going down the side of the mountain might be safer. Because it's probably
It's like we ski and now all of a sudden you think you're.
Are we out of
I said sledding.
giant territory? Your assistant's name.
Roll me history. Oh, actually, yeah, you would probably know this. The entire mountain is giant territory, but they tend not to bother people going down the mountain.
Okay.
As
Lucas, did you send a picture or did you just send the word image?
I tried copying it, then sending it to you, it didn't work.
Are we able to? Do you know if conditions are right for an avalanche or anything, or do we?
I don't
Would it be
know
a
how
safe
to
trip?
shouldn't be.
do it.
After that storm that's been going on, any loose snow won't be already falling down.
Shall we have ours? Shall we allow them to sled?
I guess.
I think you're strong enough to survive a little bit of a tumble. And if things start to go south, I can fly away from it.
I can fly or
You're saying this to the man who grew up at the freaking seaside California style weather, and he's like, I don't want to go in the cold. But
I see that fur-lined jacket you've got.
I mean,
Trip. If you hold on to the sled, you'll have a great time.
what is this stuff falling from the sky? So
If everyone lifts hard enough, the sled will fly.
Alright, so are you just he has the flying carpet, you can do that anyway. So, have you decided to go down the mountain?
I've decided.
Alright. Sorry, but it's already almost 7.
You want to
So,
go on the carpet with me?
do a kickflip.
Oh, the carpet.
What?
Flying carpet?
Anyway, so
Gonna kick flip off.
I'm gonna go along with the fact that you guys decided to go down the mountain.
Alright.
Wait, what
So,
about Jeremy? Isn't he a
Jeremy's
giant-
there. He's chilled. Don't worry.
Isn't he a giant dragon now?
Yes, he is.
You can
Anyway,
fit
he's
in my
chilled.
bag.
Don't worry. What is that?
Jeremy fit in my bag.
No, he can't. But he flies now, so he's fine.
Okay.
He flies
Just
now.
giant.
All right. So you're going. You decided to go down the mountain. I'm sorry, but it's almost 7. You all head to the 2 giant, the twin doors at the front of the mansion that someone opened. Now that the enchantment is gone, they're surprisingly easy, not as difficult to open. Don't need the strength save, or if Kirak was opening, he'd still need it.
Which side is it?
It's a lot of reading. We'll go with the second smallest one. It's
Okay.
enough to fit 2 people. Anyway, so as you open the front doors and walk out, you are smacked in the face by 3, metaphorically slapped by 3. Actually, not with the first one. First is the cold up here. The sun temperature drop. You feel it the second you cross the threshold of the house. If you go back, it's warm. Go out, it's cold. Although your gear does make it bearable. Second, with all the snow, it is incredibly bright. It takes your eyes a second to actually, adjust. And third, it is absolutely beautiful out. It is a clear day, and you can see for miles in every direction. You are above many of the clouds.
Oh look, an avalanche.
You are the avalanche.
I am the avalanche.
Just rolling down.
As you guys step out, you hear a little from your steps because of the snow. You know what I'm talking about, that noise.
Hopefully there are no snow drifts.
have to like switchback our way down the mountain. Well, you guys would. I'm riding the carpet.
Nimbus.
As long as Owen wants to ride the carpet too.
I mean, the carpet has like no limits. It's just you have to use your action to do that.
As long as Owen is willing to start
So
riding
just-
the carpet.
Wow.
So are you
I'm gonna sled down the mountain.
Let's go down the mountain.
Alright, just for funsies, make me an acrobatics check to see how well you do. You too, Lucas. This is just for funsies.
Oh no, it isn't that bad.
No pressure.
As
I like the idea we're just like flying above them watching them.
It goes 40.
I love sprinting down the mountain after right behind.
No, this is boring.
Drake.
Kratos falling.
She's like just sliding on like a shield.
Okay, now
Like tied to the back. How was your roll?
Not good.
3.
Alright, so you see, here, give me a second. So, you have a lot of stuff on you, and you couldn't find the best sled. So you begin going down, but it turns weird, and then your sword gets stuck on the ground, and you kind of go flipping over. You don't take any damage, it's just for fun. Anyway, Lucas, what do you get?
17.
17. Peak, snowing, skiing, sledding, whatever adventure. Peak. You're going down, you see Abby starts tumbling, you jump over her.
No, I use that as a ramp.
You
You're like harder mid like swords up and just her body's like this.
Just hits her body out. As you're sitting in the snow, as Jeremy comes up and is like, bites your hood and lifts you back up to your feet.
I'm gonna try again.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Alright. I'm gonna skip past that.
Yeah.
We're not gonna spend the entire session sledding.
For future reference, why don't we just put like a ski feature on Jeremy under his feet?
That'll definitely help for future scenarios.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Alright. So, it takes a long time, almost the whole
Is that
day.
the sledding technique?
until about, we'll say like 5, because you guys start early in the morning because adventurers do that.
I'm not falling down the mountain.
You guys don't find any problems because I didn't want to do that because
It's 7.
sure. Like I said, it seems the path you're using, you don't see any other people because you assume because of the Oberon situation that you guys just cleared up, no one is using this path because people die. Anyway, so.
That they
And
do.
since he has the highest perception, he's that guy. You're the first one to notice. You see in the distance there seems to be a little bit of a dark haze and a foul smell on the air. And someone from a seaside village, you really notice it.
That's not right.
What?
Can you not smell it? Use your nose.
Alright, now that it's pointed out, you guys smell it. Finron, you recognize it. It smells like home. It's a little bit of a smoggy smell.
Smells familiar.
It smells like invention. Like industrialization.
The Industrial Revolution.
No!
And you deduce it is probably from Kingswatch. Because, I think I told you this, but I don't know if you know, it is considered the technological peak of the entire world, the capital. If it weren't for the war, halting everything and having to shut down a lot of stuff, the world probably would have advanced a lot faster.
Before by Kingswatch.
You know where Kingswatch is?
I mean,
Somewhere around here, probably.
in character, yes. Out of character, no.
Got it.
What was that?
Kingswatch, where it is.
Where it is, you can achieve it in front of you, I guess. I mean, here, roll me general intelligence. You took, actually, you're technically a noble. You took a history class. Yeah, it's down there, probably. You took geography.
Yeah.
That area.
It's somewhere down this mountain.
Alright, so
It roughly lines up. I guess.
as you get closer, you see a huge city filled with buildings of every bright color. Looks like there was no planning put into what buildings were put next to each other. People just sort of did stuff. You see that there seems to be a giant coliseum there. You see a giant building that's at least 10 floors higher than the rest of the city. You also see, we'll go with what is it? Ecological, whatever that word, right? You see that there's a swamp on one side and a lush, very nice forest on the other. Very nice. You see that there are some trees that are cut down, but they need wood. Oh hey, I almost said something, guys. No, you cannot tap the swamp for 1 black mana.
Can I tap the island wrong?
The entire island.
I tapped the mountain.
We're just missing the plains right now. Anyway, so
Well, you've been yapping. I played 20 islands.
you see, omniscience. Anyway, so you guys see that the path leads into the city.
I think we found the way into the city.
I think so too.
Is there anything we should be worried about here?
Nah.
I don't know. I just live here.
You said it smells like home.
That's because it smells like
Industry?
yes.
I don't really
It
like
smells
this place.
familiar.
They're thinking too much.
Well, let's get going.
Let's go in.
Alright, so as you guys begin heading into town, you go down the winding pathway, and let's see. Like I said, it seems like nothing was planned out architectural wise. Like you see a pristine looking church right next to it. You see a building looks like it's a pure cinder block type building, Right next to that, you see it looks like a larger than average tree with a little door in it. You smell cookies coming from there. Right next to that,
house.
you see a building. It looks to be built using rope, duct tape, cardboard, and dreams. It seems to be slightly shaking
it's made by an orc.
Timmy's
Hey.
house.
Do elves live in the tree that's baking cookies?
No.
It's a hobbit.
Wait, do they?
Wait, no.
Did they keep
What
it?
did I say?
Grandma.
No, it's a group of fairies.
Oh,
Frickin'
sorry,
racist.
these were elves.
Alright, so as you knock on the little shaky building, it completely
No, the
collapses.
tree.
They want cookies.
You see the friggin' curtains open up though, the back there. Get lost. We don't know anything. Yes, they leave.
I just wanted a cookie.
Do you not sell cookies? I don't.
That's racist.
You smell cookies. I don't know.
It's possible.
We don't serve your kind.
Is there a window to look through?
No, they're drawing all the curtains. You can't.
You tall people!
Y'all super tall people acting like you're normal tall people. Get lost. We don't. Stop it! You broke down our last tree. As
I did?
The world tree. No, it's the east tree.
the east tree, obviously. Anyway. As I guess the building that is still standing, the one that's held up by dreams and hopes.
Is there like a door to it?
Yes, but it's not attached to anything. It's just kind of sitting there.
I'm just gonna first like try to ask,
Not even
is anyone in
You
there?
don't see anyone home at the moment,
Then
but
I'm
your
gonna-
breath and knocking, it all collapses.
I'm just gonna keep walking.
Alright,
Nice.
so here,
We have to fix it.
I'll just add a few more
This
things.
is your problem, not mine.
Walking through town,
Ending.
you can take a little look into buildings. You see like a classic looking blacksmith right next to a completely white laboratory with chemicals lining the walls. And right next to that you see that there seems to be like an old lady in a room. She's reading a little book to a sword that's set up in a crib.
Aww.
Lots of different types of magic and enchantment going on here. Anyway, so
So why did we come in here?
To repair the teleportation circles.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So, do we know of any that would be here or where they would be? I mean, you might, as your history, maybe? I don't know.
roll me, I guess, history. I'll just give you the best spot to start looking.
Where's H? H.
At the
Oh, there it is.
If this doesn't work, we might have to get up on the carpet. and just
17?
search.
17? Okay, you figure that's best place to get the lay of the land. Just go to town square. From there, you can probably find something.
Yeah, we'll probably find something.
Do we-
Town square.
See a lot of people around the area.
You see people walking by. No one seems to be taking like a little leisurely stroll. Everyone seems to be like fully based on business. You see like a tiefling slowly walking from one building to the one on the other side. He has a beaker. It's like very full. He's desperately trying not to do anything. He sloshes one side too much.
Do they seem like
Once it calms down,
upset or are we like?
they do not seem upset, but they all seem very concentrated on whatever they're working on.
And do they take notice of us really at all?
Hardly. I mean, some of them look at you like let's say, oh wait, no, this is very important, guys.
Very important.
You see a little halfling with a chef's hat. He's carrying grains of food. And he walks next to a potion shop, and he's like, he looks like he has an epiphany, and he's like, whoa, as he leaves. It's very important. Oh, you also see there's this little pallet. It's being carried by 3 little robot guys. Think like Onion Boy, except they're not onions. And they're all carrying it. It has like a bunch of Minecraft iron ingots on it. Alright, so I'm gonna say you guys successfully make it to the town square because it's a town square. It's not, oh, what's up, something, guys? It's not like hidden or something. Yeah, you can do that, but anyway. Also, don't mark that as one of your spells, the scrying.
Gotcha.
Anyway, so as you make it towards the town square, you begin to feel a rumbling in the ground, like everything's shaking a little bit.
That's probably not the
Yeah.
case. Is that normal for these types of places?
Lula speaks up, she's like, no.
Is it a
Here,
creature?
she points towards, it looks like a closed down bar or some crap. Are you over 8? Are you over 21? Can you go in there?
He's
No, you
not,
have to sit-
he's
you have
not
to-
even 21.
You have to stay out in the... Anyway,
He's
so
not even 21 yet.
if you guys want to duck inside the bar,
I think that might be wise. I want to guide Ohm just in case something happens. Give him some guidance.
alright, so from inside the bar, you peek up from the window, you see a giant humanoid. He's like taller than some of the buildings. He has like stitched together clothes, he has gray skin, he has a giant telephone pole-sized club, little chunks carved out of it. He has it over his shoulder. He walks up down into town square softly, rests his club on the ground, and leans against it looking bored. He sees those little robots that are carrying the pallet. He walks up, goes, and puts them over to their destination, like a little kid moving a worm from one side of the street to the other. Here, give me a second. It is a stone giant, obviously, but I will send the picture in the Discord.
I actually get to see it.
You get to see it, that's
Does
right.
he seem friendly?
He hasn't expressed any ill intent. Oh, but this guy there too. See him, he's chill.
It was you,
Right.
deal.
Alright, so as he goes back, leaning against the pool, just looking around, as moments again, you feel the ground shake. This time much harder as two people show up. One with brown skin, orange hair. He honestly looks like a bit of a fat Ganondorf. No, I mean just look at it. Look at it. Am I wrong?
Warlock?
Am I wrong?
No.
Anyway.
And the other's completely normal sized person
So,
causing the rumble.
He's wearing actual armor. He has a giant warhammer. Walks into the center of the square, drops the warhammer onto the ground, and cracks it. You see the stone giant giving a little bit of a side eye.
With the ground or the warhammer crack?
The warhammer cracks the freaking pavement or whatever
Oh,
it is.
Yeah, the warhammer cracks on the ground. Not
It's
again.
very embarrassing. There we go. As there's that one, I painted that guy a while back. He's very colorful.
Where in relation?
No, this is just to see them. They're not on the
I
battlefield.
sure hope he doesn't yell Dory out.
Anyway, well, a few moments later, let's see. You see,
He's gonna get inside.
he kneels down into a sitting position as he stares forward intensely, not even acknowledging the stone giant's existence. Next one that shows up, he's about the same time. Light blue skin, long white hair. He's all braided and crap. It looks very pointy. Looks like it's made from bones and horns and stuff. He has two hand axes attached to his belt. I say that because they're like bigger than you guys or some crap. Anyway, the frost giant walks into town square, reaches into his satchel, pulls out a giant-sized whetstone. I got it. As he begins sharpening his axes, he glares at the fire giant every once in a while. I'll send that picture as well, if you would give me a moment. Dang, that's very stylish. I'm not sure why I'm giving descriptions if I'm sending pictures anyway, but
I like it.
a few moments later, you don't feel rumbling. You see that clouds begin to swirl. They all coalesce into a big pile as it disappears, leaving the giant in its place. The giant with blue skin looks like it's much skinnier than the others, has floaty hair that looks almost cloud-like. She's wearing fine clothes, visible jewelry, flipping a coin between her fingers, all cool-like. As she strolls by, steps seem very floaty, as if she weighs nothing. As she looks down at the other giants. What's that? There we go. Sent. As this one's just chilling there, just hanging like a little baller.
She's real baller.
As last, there is a lightning strike in the middle of the town square, cracking the ground in its place, kneeling into a freaking dramatic pose. There's an absolutely ripped giant that looks a good 3 feet taller than the rest. He has gray skin.
3 feet tall.
He has gray skin, a long gray beard, freaking like super weaved, super nice. Worn scale mail armor and a giant sword on his back. He gets up to his feet, sparks, spark off of him, because that's what sparks do. He glances at the others.
That's a weird noise for them.
He glances at the others, then goes to stand off by himself, because he's too edgy and cool.
He's advertising his
But
business.
wait a moment.
And apparently, storm giants, they dig solitude, so,
Yeah.
he's edgy.
Didn't you say you?
Hear ye.
The 5 stand around looking kind of annoyed to be there until the fire giant speaks up. Does anyone speak giant? Or can anyone have a way to understand giant?
Nope.
Any spells?
Sorry, I've got a lot of spells to scroll through quickly. No
I think
from
the
me,
spell
dog.
to look for would be comprehend languages, correct?
It's a no from me,
Oh,
dog.
I have that.
That was the least expected person to have it.
Yeah, I mean, that works.
It's a ritual too.
I don't know if that's how that works for him.
Yeah, I don't know if he has ritual casting.
Would you like to cast it to understand?
Yes.
Alright.
So I click on the cast.
As you snap your fingers, as everything that you hear is translated. As you see the fire giant speaks up, grabbing his warhammer as he does, he looks at the others and says, "This is a waste of time. Why do we concern ourselves with these human affairs? I should be back with the tribe, not babysitting these tiny people." As the stone giant responds, "The blessed child chose to exile himself for our kind's safety. Or did you forget?" As the fire giant didn't like that. Glances at him. The rock dweller dares to disrespect me. As he pulls up his grip on the warhammer and begins walking towards him. Stone giant readies his club as well. Except then the frost giant steps in the way and shoves him back, drawing his hand axe.
Bows.
Fire giant, readies his warhammer as he says, "Are we really going to try this again? Recall the only reason you still breathe is I didn't feel like washing your brains off of my hammer. But I have free time to clean this time." As they both get ready to attack until there's another person who arrives. As he arrives with enough in giants. You see a human.
Where does he stand in relation to all the giants?
This doesn't have to be accurate. As he walks up into the square and begins to walk in between the 2 giants. Not afraid. There we go. I have that on Hero Forge. As is a tall, very tan man. One second.
I can take him.
He steps in
In a fight, right?
He looks to be very tall, muscular for human standards, at least. I mean, there's a little bit of a difference with the guy. He's wearing fur armor, holding a maul, and he has a freaking eye patch. I mean, he has an eye
This
patch.
guy's really cool.
He is. As the human steps in the middle, he says, "I know everyone wants to go back to their homes, and we're all sick of each other, but like the stone giant said, we must save the blessed child. The gods would not look kindly on us if we let him die, especially if it was because of our own infighting. Based on all your attitudes, I can assume you found none of them. Remember what they look like. We don't need another false alarm. Yamru was not happy when we brought him the wrong guy." He gestures to the stone giant. He reaches up into his the stone giant has a little bag with looks like the embroidered and craft very nice, as he pulls out a giant folded piece of paper and unfolds it. Looks like it's the size of a tower shield at this point, still small for them. Remember, if we find them, bring them dead or alive. Then we call Yarn. Just put up with us a little while longer. You notice the paper has portraits of the 4 of you. The giants all nod, looking more annoyed. Then they all head off in separate directions.
Let's all laugh.
Let's see. The stone, frost, fire, and the human all begin walking, different cardinal directions. The cloud giant snaps her fingers, disappears into a mist, and the storm giant gathers electricity, jumps up in the air, and then shoots off with a bolt of lightning.
The one person who really didn't interact.
Dude, I'm sorry. I got Big B something of giants. I learned the lore on their personalities and what they like.
What was the name that we're searching for? They were reporting to again?
Yamru?
Yamru?
Only one of you understood all this, by the way.
I just wanted to,
I mean, yeah, we haven't.
It's spelled weird.
We haven't heard any
It's
of this.
Jomdru.
Wait, hang on.
Jomdru. That's how it's spelled.
I'm spelling it how I pronounce it.
What?
How is it spelled?
Jomdru.
O-M-D.
Jomdru. Yamru.
Cheetah.
If he ever gives us a spelling test as one of our puzzles, we have to spell
Don't tell you I can't spell. As that scene happened.
Did I see portraits of us?
My voice suddenly dropped.
Portraits of us?
By the way, you are the only one who heard all that.
Yeah.
You're going to have to
Are you
convey
going
some of
to-
it.
And none of us
Tell
know
us?
we heard all of that. All we know is that there are a bunch of giants talking to each other, and then some guy showed up, talked to them, and then they all left.
The giant.
The print, you mean? You mean one of the...
I just meant,
So-
I guess it's me.
That's just because that's how I do. The ones I bought were bigger than the ones I
More
printed. Anyway,
size.
Lucas, what were you saying?
The giants came together. They started fighting at first. And then, when the guy came in, they were apparently looking for some sacred child that saved them and that they're supposed to keep alive or something. And then there's they had to bring some person or some...
I don't think they said alive. They said dead or alive.
Yeah.
Let him do it. You didn't hear it.
No, we didn't hear it.
No.
Then shut up. This is like
Yeah,
the
we
worst
don't
game
know
of
that.
telephone ever. You can't do that.
So, they're searching for
then-
someone.
They apparently they had to bring some people dead or alive to someone named Yamru.
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 How do you spell that?
You have to remember also, this is giant language.
You just heard it. How do you spell it, though?
There'd also be some weird freaking lines over things or something. Or dots.
Keep in mind, he said Nyamru, which means it
Nyamru.
should be J-N-O.
Alright, sitting here, you see Drake's little buddy, Lula, speaks up and says, we actually have a contact in this town. He might be able to tell us what's going on if we can, and maybe a point of where we can find the teleportation circles. You might not remember him.
That's good.
Although you might, he's very weird.
I spelled it for
He's
us.
very particular. He's not the most normal.
Who is he?
I'd like for him to introduce himself.
I've spelled it for us.
We all took a shot at spelling it.
I spelled it correctly. He said Nyamru.
Most certainly did. Is that for Rexian? What's that have to do with anything? Anyway, what would you all like to do now?
Apparently we're supposed to be finding some contact.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that she knows potentially where.
Do you know what the contact is?
Do you get to the Cloud District very often?
Yeah, I know where his base is.
Did he
Or his
mention that
laboratory.
the giants were looking for us, or did he just say...
I think spaced off of the, you saw they had a picture of you guys, and he said that they were bringing someone dead or alive. They can assume.
Okay.
So,
I could take him.
while moving through town, I need a group stealth check from the
Wow.
4 of you. Don't bother with your companions.
I think I have disadvantage on this.
Uh-oh.
You do?
Yeah, because
For
I
armor.
changed into the armor.
Stealth?
Yeah, stealth. A group
25.
stealth.
I have guided James still. Just so
I got
it's not-
25.
That's very good. Give me
one
some-
I
d4.
need to
Yep, add a d4.
Uh, 17.
6.
Alright.
I was too busy giving him assistance and hiding.
Yeah, I have disadvantage.
Hey, don't step on that. Make sure don't step on this.
Don't step on this!
Hey, don't step on what I'm about to step on.
Bumps into
I
like...
step on it and they're like,
No, you're like, don't step on
something
that. You bump into like a bell stand or something. Abby, I need your roll.
I got a 10.
A 10?
Well, it's better than someone.
Alright, so your group has a total of 58.
And we're supposed to get 60.
That fails. I need one of you to roll 2d6 act as if they had disadvantage.
With disadvantage.
Let me tell you right now,
Oh.
lower is better. Lower is better.
I have a 1 and a 5.
So 1? Well, I mean, you said lower is better.
So, as you move throughout town, you guys are making a bit too much noise, and you actually find yourself, you bump into one of the giants. So, as the party moves throughout town, you start to take a turn, only to see that there's a little stone giant. He's kneeling down. You see there's a little robot with a crushed leg. You see him. He has his
Jeremy, no!
You see a stone giant. He's holding his club. He seems to be carving something inside of it. He has very precise tools, like 50 magnifying glasses, because apparently stone giants are very into arts. They value 2 things in life: arts and rock throwing. That's
Fair.
That's actually so. Yes.
Rock and stone.
You see, he snaps it off and very carefully sands a little bit off with another tool. Then he hands it to the little guy as he attaches the little wooden leg with ornamental carvings in the side. The stone giant is too concerned with this to actually notice you guys at all. Good, lucky roll. However, you guys won't be able to roll that again if you have to do a stealth check.
Watch me.
You can't just do that.
Don't worry.
You seek to defy me.
I went in a
Sure.
circle.
Don't worry. If you find one of the giants, I just use my cloak of many fashions.
To what?
Look like a
To
giant.
look like someone else.
To look like a giant.
To just look like someone other than
Anyway.
the picture they had.
I'll use my ultimate technique.
I'll say for now, that is the only. That was enough to get you to your location because you happen. The one was, like I said, that was the best one you could have gotten encounter-wise. And hopefully, if you have to do that again, someone doesn't drag down the entire team. Wait. Alright, so Lula leads you through towns, leads you through town, make sure to take you back alleyways, stay more in the dark, avoid the patrolling giants, and leads you to a building that looks like an outhouse. As a sign out front saying, keep out, as barbed wire, a scarecrow, several bear traps on the front yard, and a beware of dog sign.
Doggy!
Great doggy,
He walks
I'm
out.
a treat.
He's as paranoid as ever. He's in here.
What's wrong with the head?
Alright, so walk
Here
through,
we go.
avoiding the 10 to 5 bear traps around.
Keep walking.
As you see, she points, you see there's a little button. She's like, press it. There's a meep, meep. As it figures out, who is it? If you're from the town, I'm not taking them down. And I'm not paying taxes.
No matter who you say.
I don't care who you say. As Lula speaks, I was like, it's Drake and Lula. We need an update on what's going on. After a few moments. silent. You hear a click come from the door as it slightly opens. Inside is a very clean metal room with carpet flooring.
Drink first.
Yeah, drink
No.
first.
You walk in, you see that there's a button with like, there's a button you can press in there.
Ooh.
You go press the button.
Yeah.
I'd like to close the door behind you.
As you press it,
Well,
the door closes behind you. As it begins to lower, you hear music start playing. Lula is there too.
I'm gonna offer guidance to figure out where you go down.
Thanks.
As it opens back up, you guys get out, and then it goes back up for everyone else because I don't want to set the scene twice.
What's it do?
They're gone! They're dead! Oh.
Don't you worry, we will be okay.
I will not.
Technology is scary.
As the door opens back up, as you guys are all looking at it.
Looking at what?
What are we looking at?
Did you guys go into it? Or
Oh, I
are you guys just
thought-
staring at the
That was the
elevator?
plan, yes. You said you weren't going to set the scene again. So I assumed
But yeah, but I said it went back up, and then you guys were like,
as a bit.
fine, whatever, fine. You guys go down to the elevator, whatever. As opens back up, you see there's a laboratory. Several magical devices. No, no. Several devices there you see hold up armor. There's several suits of plate mail armor. They're set up and taken apart, that kind of thing. Strewn about the ground, there are different parts of armor that seems to have things attached to them. Some helmets have odd goggles in the eyes. Gauntlets have different weapons attached to them. You see in the corner there are two armor arms sticking out of it that's playing violin on its own. And at the end of the room you see two big armored individuals. One whose armor is very shiny, silver colored. He's holding a magnifying glass for the other. And the other seems to be ye old soldering. I wrote that. Ye old soldering. His armor seems to be very put together. He has like a bunch of stuff attached to it. Ye old soldered on, apparently. Goggles for the eyes, several magnifying glasses that can flip down on that, a mini launcher of some kind on one of his arms. The silver one notices you, stands at attention, as the other one sets down a few tools and turns to look at you two. He's like, it's good to see you again. I see you found Drake. I'm going with his voice now.
Please don't.
It fits the name I've given him. I guess introductions are in order. He touches the side of his helmet as it pops open, revealing a plump face. Looks a little too small to be in the big suit of armor. He has red curly hair, and he says, "My name is Zub Thistlewicket, and this is my assistant, WF Model 0001, the first mechanically created life form that is fully sentient and independent." Or, as he has named himself, Hal. Hal, say hi. He looks at you, back at Zub, back, and lowers his head. As he Zub Thistlewicket speaks to us, we're still working on speaking. So, what can I help you guys with?
I'm gonna take out Onion Voice is gonna be here with me.
Where?
Very nice
Wait,
homunculus.
who's where?
Thank you.
How about Jeremy? He's just waiting outside.
Where is
Ideally, we were hoping
Can't
to
you
do
just put him in a bag of
outside?
holding?
No, I was answering that. Jeremy's waiting outside. Didn't
Okay.
want to fit into the elevator. He's gonna use the bathroom up there. Anyway,
Hey!
Ideally, we were hoping to
Use
find
the bathroom
information
on
on
each of the
where
bear traps.
the border circles may be and other stuff of what's happening currently in town.
he looks at Drake and Lula. Lula nods, saying, "Yeah, these guys are chilling." Well, it all started okay, I'm dropping the voice for this. Okay, it all started a few weeks back. An army of giants showed up, led by this shady rogue guy. they tried to announce they were in control, but it didn't exactly work out. They were having difficulty doing anything. I think the thing that really convinced them to back off was when this old lady, she was being questioned by the rope guy, and then she pulled out a trinket she called the D-Spiner.
D-Spiner? Huh?
After she used that on him, they decided to switch up their strategy.
Did you get rid of his spine?
It did what you said, what you think it does. This is time out. This is a city comprised entirely of inventors and artificers who have nothing but free time to invent all sorts of death traps. Yeah, they made an item called the D-Spiner. Let me see. The new strategy was they got in contact with a local crime boss, someone who was familiar with the city, gave him control of whatever leverage they had over the giants, probably also a hefty portion of gold, and told him to keep an eye out for a few individuals, Drake being among them, and I'm assuming the rest would be you. Let's see, anyway, they sent home all of the grunt giants, keeping only the tribe leaders of each of the different tribes. Aside from the hill giants, apparently they were too rowdy to keep in control. Anyway, you also mentioned the teleportation circles, I had a name for it, dang, give me a second. The teleportation circle hub. Zub Thistlewicket. That's the name. The teleportation circles, those were planned to set up before I moved here. It would take a paranoid mad genius to know where they are.
Do you happen to know one?
I do, as a matter of fact. They're underneath the Innovation Coliseum. Or more accurately, the Innovation Coliseum was built on top of it. Apparently this town does that a lot, so they like to build on top of stuff. Land we walk on now, generations of work below it. Symbolic and stuff. Apparently, I actually snuck down there because there's a gizmo down there I wanted to take a look at, but we don't have to worry about that.
How'd you get down there?
As a matter of fact, he reaches behind him, doesn't find it in the drawer, then he rushes around to several drawers trying to find it. This, he finds it, lifts up, it looks like a cylinder, twists it as a little spike pops out. Looks like it might be a lockpick of some kind. This baby, it can unlock any mechanical lock. If it's in the right hands. My hands, specifically.
Not his hands. Where did they even go?
Right there, left side of the... Like I said, I've snuck down there a few times. But, let me warn you, opening that thing up makes a lot of noise. So, whatever you're doing down there, you want to do it fast, because it will draw a lot of attention.
I think the Sphinx mentioned something about one of the ways in which we died was deep under something.
Oh, you can say D-Spining.
No.
What did you say?
I was gonna say D-Spining.
Behold, the D-Spining!
It's just like
The fifth way.
the way I
Don't lose your spine.
The way I thought of it is it's just a little trinket you attach to someone's back and it just kind of unzips, going down.
Yoink.
Yoink.
Just unzipping their spine.
I will go with you to use this if you promise to keep me safe.
Alright.
I have a question before we go.
What is
An
it?
idea. Do you have access to something that kind of make a loud noise of some kind or some sort of large distraction?
Do I ever? So, don't let the officials see. He pulls out a pipe.
Wait,
I have a plan, alright.
Fine.
Do you take all the distractions?
Myself.
I'll use a rat.
That always works.
I have this bad boy for purely educational reasons, of course. That's the only reason I have it. What were you thinking?
So here's how
I
a pipe bomb.
actually anticipate and run tactics. I have 50 feet of movement and I have haste.
Do you have mobile? Because if you're mobile, you can just.
That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to using the pipe bomb. I get 2 actions with haste and I double my movement.
Sure.
100 feet of movement. I dash 200 feet of movement.
God.
I place the pipe bomb next to the gate, blow up the gate, and then I run 200 feet in 6 seconds.
My thought process is we set the bomb up on one side of the town.
Yeah, at the gate.
Draw attention to.
200 feet of movement.
We fire the cannon off in one direction,
You know-
blow up a bunch of houses.
You know.
Excuses are
She
ass.
has boots of speed.
The fairy's house gets destroyed again.
You know what that could mean,
Your
right?
boots are forfeit.
She has boots of speed.
Are they like red boots with like a
I
white?
think that whoever gets them would be able to decide. Anyway. So, what were you thinking of doing with this thing?
Well, if the door is very
Safety's
loud,
on, right? Okay.
if the door is allowed to open, then we need a
It's not
distraction.
a door, actually. It's a staircase.
And we still need a distraction for it.
So what? Set this bad boy up in someone's home and then make sure they can't beat me at the Innovation Coliseum again?
Indeed. Dude, I don't think you'll cause a sufficient explosion from that house.
I don't have anyone in mind since they kind of shut that down because of fraud and stuff.
Do you have anything else that's fun for the Innovation Coliseum that you built?
I guess I could get some fireworks, but that's kind of
Do you think that that pipe bomb could destroy part of the gates?
the gate. You could damage it. Like how Glenn officially said pipe bomb in 10.
He said pipe bomb
He
first.
did. Anyway,
Hashtag pipe bomb episode.
pipe bomb. I'm sure it
You
could
weren't trying
damage
to
the
monetize
gates.
these, were you?
It could damage your gates, that's for sure. Thinking just to set up a distraction as we go.
When the judge calls the bomb, I spent hours and days making an improvised explosive.
I could have Hal over here set it up while we go in
I have one
to the
other.
Coliseum.
Do we have access to like a chariot and a lot of concrete?
Don't we have horses?
We do have horses.
Why?
I second that.
I don't like the cement plant that was built near my muffler shop. You understand, right?
I didn't hear the last part you had said.
I had to replace a bulldozer with a chariot.
What's that guy holding, by the way?
Which
The
guy?
stone guy.
Oh.
Can you put a die on it? Alright, so.
A pipe bomb.
He's there.
Oh, 1 second. It looks like.
So there's a tree, right?
Yes.
Trees are flammable.
Yes.
Oh no.
Arson.
Our son.
Arson!
I have a plan, Arthur.
I do seem to like explosives as an idea.
Could just have Hal set this thing up in someplace no one is, draw attention.
Will Hal be okay?
Yeah, he can leave before it goes off. He's smart like that.
I'm fine with that.
I like this idea. I think that's our plan. Unless you all have something better.
No.
Alright.
Blowing stuff up sounds good.
Hal, you remember how to use this? Wait, do I have a tongue? So he spends 5 minutes explaining the intricacy of setting off a pipe bomb.
And here's how you know when it explodes. So Richard plays
So?
it here, and they do the
Alright! Going on an adventure.
Alright, so when it explodes, right? It exploded.
as he walks towards the elevator, very happy. You guys, are you guys leaving what? What's
I'm
it?
looking at the room of useful item things I still have. I have a portable ram still.
Alright, so, are you guys heading up and out to try and pull off your plan?
Yes.
I think
Alright,
it is
so-
time.
As you guys get up there, you go to the road and begin to leave. As Hal, he grabs Kurak's arm and just looks at you. He looks over at Zub Zub and then back at you. And you can see the little sparks in his eye.
I understand.
As he leaves. He was asking him to take care of him.
Oh, okay.
He's his father.
I think I understand, but I don't speak robot.
Well, he doesn't speak common yet. He's still a little baby.
Been working on it.
Baby man.
Gotta set up a
1 0 0 1 0.
He's just a little guy.
Alright, so if you guys are going to head to the Coliseum, I will need another group stealth check for moving throughout the town.
Can I give Zub Zub a
Zub Zub, I'm not going to count him in the anything.
Then I'm going to guide Finrod again.
Thank you.
You get to add a D4.
Cool.
18.
One second, let me add some stuff. 18, Lucas,
23.
Abby, Abby,
I'm deciding if I want to use Lucky.
Well, we're at 41.
8.
Too bad the last time.
Go for it.
Do I reroll both, or just one?
I know how Lucky, in rules as written, Lucky is very OP with disadvantage.
Close your eyes.
Do you know how it works with disadvantage? Technically,
Yeah.
I would say
Don't.
reroll 1, just for funsies. Because rules as written works one way, but how it's supposed to work.
Here. Oh.
Well,
Rules as written, how it
Oh,
works
right.
it's still
is you just roll an
disadvantage.
additional and you get to pick from
Yeah.
the 3.
It's still disadvantage.
Roll it.
though.
You have Lucky though. Go for it.
Well, I mean, I re-rolled one of them, but but I still have disadvantage, don't I?
Now you're fine. What is
I
it?
don't. Then 18 plus 1,
So 49 plus 19, so 60.
so 19.
With that plus 8, what did I do? I'm sorry. Would you guys repeat? Well, you kept track, right?
It's 60 total.
60 total. You guys are fine. Don't bump
Hey,
into
go
any of the giants.
Cool.
Did my D4 help?
I mean, you guys just had to get an average stealth roll, all of you. So,
That's what I got.
as
Both times.
you make your way through the town, you see the giant Colosseum in the distance.
The
From
giant
this view,
Colosseum.
yes, you see it seems to be made of several different styles. As you see, like 1/3 pie slice is all made from like black and white stone, marble, that kind of thing. Next part looks to be carved and all that, super nice. And last seems to be looks very orange, like think steampunky. There's like random gears duct taped everywhere that don't seem to serve any purpose. You see like there's a little hidey hole with more gears moving inside of it.
Is it still recording? Just check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, moving inside the actual Coliseum, you see rows of seats. Think like a baseball stadium. But in the center, there is a giant circular stone podium. Think about 100 feet long. Think like Dragon Ball Z, that kind of thing. You know how the tournament's always the World Martial Arts Center, you know that?
Yeah.
Think that, but a circle.
Here comes a mighty warrior.
As Zub Zub, our good old buddy, walks up to the center and draws your attention to what looks like just a tiny little needle hole in the middle. And he stands there and waits. Until you hear an explosion in the distance from your distraction. Now here, let me do something real fast. I rolled a 1. Yeah, okay, I the needle thingy comes out, puts down some magnifying glass, bends down and starts messing with it. As he's like, 1 second, I got it. As you hear a click, and then the entire platform starts rumbling. You see, the circular platform is actually, seems to be several segments, think like a very thin pie thing, as they begin to fall down, creating a giant circular stairway. The falling does make very loud booms as it does, just from, the giant stone falling.
How wide of an area is it? You know what? Never mind. That's not big enough. Even if I wanted it to be.
That's where they are, I imagine. That's, someone probably heard that, but that boom was pretty loud.
Okay.
You're with us. Down.
Alright, I'll stay behind you. Right behind you.
Yes, nice.
Don't you
And
like-
now sneak legs.
Hey, did I bring the mini for you? Sorry.
Have those french fries?
No,
No.
it'd be too distracting. Alright. Try. Alright. Alright. I can't see.
Hey Drew, what's that over there?
What's up, dude?
What's that?
Joke's on you, I locked it. I purposely locked my laptop. I have a mini for him just in case.
You purposely locked what?
My laptop so you couldn't see.
What do you mean I couldn't see anyways?
You couldn't see my
Did you not see my eyes?
I did. So, Zub Thistlewicket, he flips some switches on his arm. And you hear a little glow come from his arm here. You hear buzzing as a little glow comes from his arm as he walks behind you. Ready just in case. As you guys heading down.
Yeah.
It's a bit difficult for Jeremy, but he's fine. He'll make it.
Just come in the bag of holding.
Of course. As you wind down for a bit, go down. Takes about a few minutes you're heading down that long. Maybe if you sounding a bit too much. You all find, as it enters, you all find a very large dark hallway. Ceiling is about 50 feet up and goes further than you guys can actually see. Either way, you see that there are pillars every few, 15 feet, I would say.
I feel like this music doesn't fit where we
And-
are.
I know. In between, you see on either side, there are lines of a ton of teleportation circles. You see, as you walk in, several purple lights turn on, lighting the place up, except for the ceiling. That's too high up. You also see a few boulders lying around. They do not fit the aesthetic at all. They were clearly brought here. And last, you see
A stone jar.
what? You see a stack of books, a feather and a quill, just set up to the side.
And I go looking for books.
May I come to cast detect magic? Just like start the ritual for it.
May I start to ritual cast detect magic?
Yeah, you can. However, I'll get to you. Actually, something will interrupt that.
Okay.
After a moment, you see one of the circles. A blue light starts coming from it. Traces the outline as the symbols start doing, filling in. The light intensifies, there a few little sparkles, but then out of nowhere, it sizzles out. And then you see Zub standing back there. He says, "Yeah, guys, my armor won't respond or move. I'm stuck." As looking behind you, you also see Jeremy slumped over. As you hear a voice from above. "Who's there? Interesting, you're the people Ryan warned me to find. But why come right to me? As you're listening, you hear it coming from several different directions. They're clearly using something to throw their voice. Why come here?
Well, it depends. Why did Ryan warn you?
Well, he told me to stop these and said you guys might be showing up trying to set them up, but there's no reason you'd want to do that, right?
Set them up?
Well, I'm assuming you all want the circles, but I can't just hand them over to you. Ryan would surely be most upset at me, and I cannot afford to cross him just
Ryan
yet.
or the entity controlling Ryan?
I do not know what you mean by that, but like I said, they're too powerful for me. I cannot, even with a half-hearted support of the giants, I cannot cross Ryan or the Empire. I must bide my time.
Until what?
Was my magic like stopped when that happened?
Yeah.
Okay. We need to make sure it was stopped and not like I kept doing it and just got interrupted.
Well, that's how it was at first, but
I'm going to look around the room to see if there's anything else.
make me a perception check.
Sure.
It is dark, but you have your goggles, so I'm assuming you're just gonna laugh.
Yeah.
Can I climb up the wall and see what's
Wait,
up
his
there?
goggles work? His goggles work?
No.
Could I climb up the wall and see what's up there?
You gonna try?
Yeah.
Dirty 20 doesn't work.
Why?
Dirty 20. You see something in the darkness hiding behind one of the pillars.
Going to walk towards it.
Stay right there.
Try to cast an
Or-
Eldritch Blast.
We're still talking, correct?
Yes.
Then we can speak from here.
I prefer to see the person I'm talking to.
Well, I'm a very cautious individual, you see. I don't like taking risks I don't have to. So we can talk right where we are.
Well, and what do you wish to talk about then?
The politics.
I hate politics.
Not again! I won't be tricked by this!
All I want to know is why come here specifically? The circles, yes, but why here?
Here is in down this city, or here is in this part of the city? Or...
Now, why do you want the circles? I assumed that would just be for you guys, but that you all might show up in one of these circles if I missed it. But why show up now?
Maybe start trade back up.
Maybe a deception check.
You're a horrible liar.
I'm sorry.
If you're under deception, how do we do it?
Let's start trade back up during a war.
Heck yeah.
How do you do deception? I have a +10 in it.
Shut up.
You are doing deception.
You are not speaking.
Ooh.
Still guided?
That's why I should have done it.
No guidance for the fella.
Okay. That's right.
Roll a 1.
Lucky.
Lucky.
So you're like, you know,
Lucky.
I'm gonna use lucky.
it could be trade. Yeah.
I guess it could be trade.
But in
Trade?
addition to trade, we also have matters to attend back
I
home.
forgot the shirt. I'm wearing a normal shirt.
Imagine wearing a normal shirt, not a Warhammer 40k.
Oh.
Here is the roll Abby is going to get.
No, she got
Another one.
Not quite.
No pressure.
Whoa.
12
Plus.
plus 0.
Trade in the middle of a war.
You're a horrible liar.
You really are.
Sorry, I don't talk to people much.
Well, you-
But also, I have to ask, why isn't my backup here? I would think they would have heard the noise of you coming in and be here by now, but they're not.
And if there was a different noise that got their attention?
Sneaky little humans.
What you want to do is turn on Ryan, correct? in the end?
Perhaps.
And what if there was a large group of people to show up here that also wanted to turn on Ryan?
I suppose that could work out in my favor, but what are you implying?
If these were to allow teleportation and an army came through that planned to fight Ryan.
An army, you say? Roll me persuasion. Because that is a good angle to take. It will be a high DC, but
21.
I like your words, human. As you see from behind the pillar, you see this fleshy blob begin to float down from the darkness as one giant eye, several tentacles with other eyes, and a set of razors, sharp teeth, all in a smile. Now, I do like your words, but...
The thing from Doom?
No.
Yes, the thing from Doom.
Close, but not quite.
Now, to be clear, if I leave, this is not considered a surrender, correct? This is simply two neutral parties coming to a alternate resolution that benefits both of us.
Of course.
Correct.
Correct.
You never surrendered.
I like how you speak. Here's what I'm thinking. So, actually, I do have a mini, but I'm not sure we're going to be using him, because someone freaking did a smart thing. I have the mini for the beholder.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What?
As soon as he described it, I knew how to handle it, but...
What? The darkness thing? That's why the boulder's been.
No, as soon as you described the shape, I knew why there's anti-magic.
Oh, it took that long? Okay. I thought you were onto it for a minute just because of the...
I thought...
There it is, by the way.
Sorry, I was definitely just being in character. I have no idea what that is.
Without the eyes, it does kind of look like the thing from
Now, here's my proposition. I will use the teleportation circle to leave, and you will all never see me again. And in exchange for that, you will tell everyone I am dead, and I will leave you the portals, and I will hand over my leverage over the giants. From there, you can do what you wish with the giants. Oh, I always said something. Is that a deal?
Is there a name we should refer to you as?
Yamru.
There you go. Then Yamru is dead and we will not see you again.
Very good. You see one of the beholder's eye stalks zap something on the ground. You see a piece of chalk that zapped. It begins tracing a circle and begins filling in a teleportation circle. But the leverage I have over the giants is something they called a child blessed by the gods. I researched this, found out there's a type of giant called a gargantua. They are born to normal giants once, perhaps every millennia, but they grow to extraordinary size. That comes with strength. However, after an incident due to its size, it chose to live in exile as to no longer put anyone in danger. A waste of power, if you ask me. This was all perhaps 200 years ago. But a few months back, it got sick. Nothing terrible aside from being able to affect a giant. If it was given proper care, it would have recovered in a few days perhaps. But it was in exile. The human who gallivants around with giants, he found him. Took him to the humans, begging us to save him. Well, instead, they decided that the best that they could do was to halt the disease so that they could better their own goals. They petrified him, and they hid him away. You see, giants are very proficient in magic, but not the best when it comes to healing. They value different things. So, then they came to me and told me to put it somewhere. So I hid the gargantua to the north. There was once a lake there. I placed him at the bottom of it. It is now a swamp because of the extra mass. if you go there, a simple restoration spell should bring him back to normal and heal the disease. From there, do what you want. You can heal him, or continue using him to blackmail the giants. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Behind him, you see the teleportation begin to glow as it uses its ray to begin packing up its books into a bag of holding. And let's see what else. Oh yes, the glowing of the circle. I'm assuming that was someone you knew. It's been happening for the past few days around this time. Sorry to make you wait a whole other day for it. The beholder finishes packing its stuff, hovers in front of the teleportation circle, and with its main eye closed, of course, because now it's curving up, it turns around and gives you a smile. Can't tell if it's meant to be reassuring or something, but it looks super creepy because it's a beholder, of course.
How's it supposed to pack its stuff?
Then it has a telekinesis. Gives you a smile and says, "Ah yes, one little bonus for you all. I've heard Charm is being kept at Rhine's Cathedral. If you go there, you should find her. A presence like hers is difficult to hide." As it backs into the light, as it disappears.
Why did you use the restoration spell on the giant? We could just use it on Larry.
Because Larry's smushed
Larry's
bits.
beyond restoration.
Nah.
As your healing professional,
Like,
he is beyond restoration.
He's just a puddle of goo.
But also, that was a very high DC for the persuasion check, and you nailed it, so... he saved you an entire fight that I think would have been annoying. I'm not sure, because beholders are wacky. Because you would have just been hovering in the middle of the room, and... I mean, you have your gauntlets, and you could
very slowly fly
Can I
towards
shoot
it on
it
the
with my
carpet.
gun?
your gun would work. But anyway,
Not
So-
the cannon.
not the cannon. Your gun, though, yeah. So,
I do also.
Beholders are the great equalizer.
oh yeah.
Did he say where the lake was?
To the north. The lake is now a swamp. Remember at the beginning of the game, I mentioned the ecological stuff?
Yeah.
The forest and the swamp that he tapped for mana? Yeah, that's
I
right.
cast Dark Writ with it.
Ah, crap, are you going infinite?
I am. I then sacrificed that to get Rog, drawing a card.
Anyway, so you're all standing in the dark now as Zub's like, oh, I can finally move. Dang, cool. As Jeremy perch up and like, oh wow, I'm alive again, kind of.
What a nice nap.
What, are you sad you didn't get to fight the
That
beholder?
is one of my favorite enemies in all of D&D. One of my favorite monsters, especially when you find him in their lair.
I had some stuff set up. But for story reasons, it made sense for him to be persuadable. Ha. As you are all standing in the dark now, presumably, you assume, based off of obvious things, that the anti-magic is gone. The thing that's stopping the teleportation circles. He was just set up down here to be on watch, and if something happened, just be like, oh, okay. Because in case you didn't know, he wasn't happy being down here. He was locked up when he should be free and in the wild.
Have the boulders been moved?
No, that was just there in case someone tried to pull a darkness strat. And it would just, hold me.
Gotcha.
Try to convince them to come with us then to the swamp to then get the blessed soul, blessed child, whatever it
We'll
was.
get through this
right?
blessed child.
Get it out. If they could get it out, I should be able to heal it.
Alright.
But it all relies on negotiating then.
You should have gotten a written note.
I now have 2 scribes I have to do.
Hold on. Okay, I'll say. You all hear thunder boom from above you. Because your distraction did work. It distracted them. But, and you see a few pebbles fall, and you hear a booming voice say, "We know you're down there. Wartorn. There's no escape, just come up without a fight."
Who said it?
a booming voice in common.
Oh, okay.
Could I get your assistance in convincing them to go with us to the swamp?
Yeah.
He's asking for guidance.
I can guide him.
Depending on what you say, I might not even have you roll. I'm just saying, because you're trying to give them exactly what they want, but
And I'm going to go up. I'm not at all going to move my arms in the fighting stance as I do.
sure. Anyone else going with it?
I'll go too.
I guess I'll go too.
So, as you walk up the staircase, you see around the Colosseum, every giant is there staring directly at you. Near the staircase is the human. I am Dernier, fledgling of the giants, ambassador to humanity. We have been ordered by Yamru and Ryan to take you in, alive or dead.
Yamru is currently dead, but I have a proposition for you. The blessed child that is afflicted with a disease. Yes?
You know of that. Why?
Because of Yamru.
He bled for his life.
He said that when it was entombed, that it was placed at the bottom of a lake, and with time, that lake turned into a swamp.
He just narrows his single eye, just looking at you. And what would you do from there if he was where you say he is?
What you ask is for someone to heal him, not just entomb him until someone can. I will be a hostage until we get there, and then I will heal him.
He goes back, speaks some stuff in giant. They all look at each other, look at you, back to each other. Last time they trusted a human, didn't end well. We will go with you, but he points the hammer at you. If I smell anything, and he smashes it down to the right, leaving a little crater there. Understood?
I'm going to take the magical gloves off and set them down and back away from them.
That's it. Lead the way.
Would you prefer if I left these here then?
He picks them up, attaches them to something on his belt that conveniently works, I guess, like that. As he will let you lead him to the swamp. And all the giants are going with you, by the way, just, for gonna staring you guys down.
I don't know if they're actually going with. They never said anything.
I'm assuming they're going, especially Kirak, just in case your magic doesn't actually work against.
Go with.
What's up?
I said I want to go with.
Oh, good. Of course.
How far is the time frame for this?
A few minutes, I guess. You have to walk through town. You head to the exit through the north. You do find a swamp. However, the plant life there isn't like a normal swamp, It seems like it was a lake that just overflowed and, all this happened.
From what he said, he's currently residing at the bottom of the swamp. I don't know if any of you are able to retrieve him out of there, or if you would like me to attempt to go underneath.
Go. But we have your friends in case you're running.
Okay. Out of curiosity, who cast the magic to freeze it, paralyze it?
With that, it's with paralyzing. It's not exactly a concentration. Once you get paralyzed, you're stuck like that until
So it's paralysis then?
it's paralysis. A restoration spell that would probably do it.
Okay. Do you want me to roll to attempt to swim?
Can you swim?
Probably. I did live by the sea.
I got by that.
I give you a cloak of water breathing or water.
That's not cool enough.
Oh.
Roll me acrobatics, Mr. Monk.
How big is
17.
Swamp size. As you swim down to the bottom, you feel there's as you place your hand there is some dirt, but you brush it, you feel coarse stone right underneath it.
Make sure this is. Yep. I want to use lesser restoration to remove the paralysis.
What else did that remove, just out of curiosity?
I remove one of the things initially. The condition can be blind to deaf and paralyzed, poisoned, or a disease.
So, can you use it twice?
Yes,
Alright.
but I'm going to use 5 points of lay on hands, which also removes a disease.
Alright, so as you place your hand down there, feel it's super coarse, rough, it's a stone. As light glows, as the ground you're touching, it begins to become much warmer, and the ground is softer as you begin to feel it moving. As you begin getting lifted up, the pressure, from the water and all that's immense. As you're lifted out of the water and into the sky. When you open your eyes, you see a giant face staring at you as you're in its palm. It's about 70 feet tall, runic tattoos all over its body, has several horns coming out of its head. Give me a second. This is actually what he looks like. A gargantua. They are big.
That elk is like nothing.
Yes.
I don't know if it can understand common, but
Actually, yeah, go ahead, speak.
I was going to bow and ask, "Are you all right?"
You see it looks at you. It begins looking around as the water from the swamp actually begins rushing back. It's looking around at the mess it made. As it brings its hand down so that you could hop off.
I will do so.
As it's looking around very nervously, trying not to damage anything. As it runs back off to the mountain. As it doesn't. They're nervous. They're just a little guy.
Little guy. I'm going to then go back to the group.
After a moment of silence, you hear the stone giant shout. The stone giant cheers as everyone's expressing their gratitude in different ways. Let's see. The fire giant gives you a respectful bow. What's that? Yeah, the fire giant gives you like a wah, super respectful bow. Let's see. The storm giant's too cool. He gives you a nod. Who else did I have? How else would they do that? Oh! The stone giant gives you a cool rock from its satchel. Yuck!
Here,
put
take
my bag
this
of water.
pebble.
It's
You got a boulder.
My bag is floating.
As they all begin to head separate ways back to the mountain, except for the human. The human stands there, he looks at all you. I was told humanity was selfish and only cared about themselves. And when I interacted with them, that was proven true. But you are not. Thank you.
Fortunately, not every human is the same. Most tend to care about their own survival or their own benefits.
He sits there thinking for a second. Then his expression switches to more determined. He reaches behind him, unlatches something, taking off what looks like to be like a WWE wrestling belt, but instead of metal, it is runes. As he holds it out. You have proven yourself to be a friend of the giants. This was given to me, now I give it to you. And if you would allow me, I would assist you.
I'm glad to welcome your help. I will take it.
He hands over the belt of Cloud Giant strength. It was more symbolic than a utility thing for me anyway, so.
Give me the belt.
I wonder who that belt was meant for.
I was thinking about asking him, like, do you know where any belts of like giant strength are?
Alright. So, oh, thank you.
Here, we can put this item. What is this?
What's up?
Your strength is 27.
Well, also, I'm just gonna point this out. Someone has another legendary item that requires
A belt.
a belt of that and gauntlets. Just gonna point this out. It does not require you to be attuned to move. You just have to be wearing the gauntlets.
Excellent.
So, here, you know what? I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit. The next day, I'm gonna say you were waiting for the teleportation circles. Is that okay?
I
Unless
wanted to do a scribe.
on what?
I wanted to, well, first one, I lost again because I was going to try on the big one, make sure he is where we thought he was. Second is I would like to attempt to scry on Thomas.
On Thomas?
Thomas.
Alright, I'll say he's perfectly fine letting it happen because he realizes he'll think it's easy now.
Okay.
Because I think you mentioned something about that last time you talked.
I just want to see if he's still continuing with this training.
So,
How
you
his
see,
life is going.
let me come up with, so I know what he would be doing.
He's good.
Okay, then we're fine. You see that he right now is at the royal capital. Because, he's cool. He's at the royal capital because every day he's actually trying the circle so that they can send people in. Yeah, I don't need that guy anymore. Oh yeah, he exists, I guess. You would find him at the royal capital. He is studying, trying to gain as much healing information that he can. He's actually going through, the restricted section from before. He's going through there looking for different powerful spells that can help.
Oh no.
Because he's actually the only one who can help him from that. Eldritch Blast! Now, if you guys are cool with it, I'm going to skip to the next day. Alright, so you are waiting in the teleportation circle room for your good buddy Tim to use the teleportation circle again. In the middle of the night, some of you have been reading, others sleeping, all that. Someone give me an Arcana check to see how much of this you guys can piece together.
My Arcana is +4.
Plus 7?
I just want to roll mine. Mine doesn't matter. I'm serious. Good.
21.
Alright, so as you're all sitting around waiting for the teleportation circle to do its thing, you hear a crack. It came from the egg that has been in your bag the entire time.
Egg.
Thinking you can piece it together that being in the anti-magic sight of the beholder caused whatever final seals were on it to finally break and cause it to open. You see something begin pushing its way out. You see, it's a small little wormling. It looks like a tan white stone color. It looks like it has little spikes on it with a hint of purple in them. It blinks, getting its bearing, and then it looks at each one of you. Looking in the eye, you can see there's a weird amount of understanding and intelligence from something that was just born, or not born, but just hatched. It lets out a weird croaking / roaring noise, like yeah.
I want to ritual cast. I want to ritual cast speak with animals.
It is not considered an animal.
I tried. I still tried.
I mean, it does technically speak a language.
What
I
language?
don't have that language.
Draconic.
I can understand. I can
Unless
understand.
it's a different language because of the
Yeah,
ruins.
wait, comprehend language?
Wait, what?
Yeah, you
does it speak?
you have comprehend languages.
But what?
Yes. No, that was just a roar, a little baby roar.
Yeah.
It wasn't in
And
anything.
then tongues is like you can actually speak.
But what
That's not what Lucas meant.
But what-
He straight up knows Draconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As y'all,
He's
it's
like,
like, what is going on?
In the bag full.
Blink a lot.
I bet we forgot about something. Ah! This is a bag of holding.
Oh, don't get that shit.
I'm not looking.
Okay, I see that. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's fine. Leave it
Yeah, hold
alone.
on.
Zub mentioned something like in the teleportation area where we were
You
assigned.
want to take a look?
Yeah.
Alright, so taking a look, you find what looks like a little bit like a giant metal person, but it is not moving at all. It seems to be completely out of commission.
Can I look at
Were we
it?
gonna have to fight that with the beholder?
No, you're fine.
Can I
Looking
take
it
a look?
over, you don't think you could get it working. This is even beyond you. You need like a master craftsman to even think about doing this. It's even beyond Zub Zub. See, he went to study this thing to learn how to create, how? The Warforged.
them together.
What's that?
What about them together?
Now you take like a legendary person or some crap. So,
I'm right here.
fast forwarding even more, the teleportation circle begins to glow.
Oh shoot, oh shoot.
As you see, the glow actually remains. As someone walks through, you see it is Elizabeth Uthman, the Duchess. As she looks around, good job. As she pulls out a little rock from her pocket, it worked. Send her through.
Stone?
As you begin, they begin setting up more of the teleportation circles as you see more people begin to show up. Elizabeth walks up, she's like, you guys made friends with some kobolds, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
What is a god of shinies?
It's a long story.
Also, is there another Omrathadar? Someone from the Rydrum Empire was asking to. Okay, I'll okay him showing up. Would that work?
Yeah.
Okay. As you see a few more people walk through, you see this old freaking dwarf walk through. He has a walking cane now because he was hurt, and behind him is Worm.
Worm.
Worm!
Now this makes the delivery easier. He looks over at freaking what was his Iron Hammer.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say
And he's like, I've been working on this for a while, but you see he pulls out a balled up, looks like a nice little robe. He's like, I've been working on this for years, but I think as thanks for helping Finrod, holds it out. Robes of the Archmage.
I'm gonna go
I'm assuming by his response.
As you see,
I'm gonna go up to Iron Hammer and be like, look what I got. And I got the belt and the gauntlets.
oh, that's gonna lead to some
I'm
fun
gonna
thing.
point
And then
towards
Jeremy
the-
walks
just,
up.
I'm gonna just kind of motion from her
Oh,
towards the robot.
There's also that giant robot over there. Do you happen to know how that works, or do you think you could look at it?
I've heard of this before. I messed with it. Back when I was here 100 years ago, it still had a bit of soul left in it. It would attack at random if it wasn't completely quarantined. You see, he's looking around for a second until he looks at Omrathadar and he looks at your gauntlets. He's like, as thanks, I could try and upgrade those for you if you want. I would need someone who has knowledge of runes, but I may be able to strengthen them to make them permanent.
What color were the robes?
The robes, I was gonna say white, just cause, yeah.
That's the one we needed.
Can't remember.
As
It's like
Elizabeth
dark.
walks up again, she's like, alright, so, do you guys have any idea what's going on right now?
Charm is in Ryan's temple.
Cathedral.
Cathedral. We also released, what was that? The child of the
It
god?
was the blessed soul of the
Child.
giant.
We aren't very familiar with the giants, that's always been
It was
something the right
basically
direction.
being used as blackmail to keep them here to stop us. But we freed it and healed the disease that was afflicting it.
Well, that explains how they made peace so quickly. But
There's something in the moon.
Yeah, it's constantly breaking out. That's what all those mithril and adamantine chunks are. They're all part of the moon from the creature that's breaking out.
okay, so to successfully quell the war, we would need to take 2 targets. We would need to take the capital, but we would also need to free Sharm. Both of these would require an army. But we only have the one. And as strong as you guys are, I don't think you have the means to fight an entire army, because both of these locations have enough people. Imagine if Drew 3D printed stuff for like a
I
week
wanted
straight,
to
2 weeks
ask,
straight.
What was his name? Darn?
Wait,
Was that
Dernier.
Dernier? I knew it started with a D and there was an R.
There's a weird dot on it.
Do you think the giants would be willing to help us with the people that basically blackmailed them with the blessed child?
No. The giants are not.
Then
They won't want to concern themselves in human affairs for a while. Now, this is where Ironhammer speaks up.
What else I wanted to ask earlier, if you about rings?
You know, we do have something as strong as an army that a few of us could get working. If not, probably not permanently, but at least for long enough for an attack.
What is that?
As he looks over to a certain mech suit that is sitting there. Do you think that we can handle it? Get it up and running for at least, give it enough juice for one more fight?
I think so.
So we could send you guys off to one location to save Charm, while the rest of them go off to the capital and quell things there.
That would
I like the
certainly
sound of
work.
that.
As Elizabeth nods, she's like, very well. We will prepare our forces to march as soon as we are able.
Would Jernir have knowledge of runes and such?
Yeah, of course it is.
Then would I be able to get him to help?
It would take some time, but he can begin working on your upgrade.
I have time.
As we are going to call it there, we will start back up we will start back up when you guys make it to the bulwark. The wall of that's in between you and the Cathedral of Rhine.
Did we level up?
You guys are level 13, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Well, with only one more session.